our third and final game.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Grand Theft
Whoa.
Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto
It's
5.
the greatest thing
Wait,
ever.
wait. Can we just say this in unison? Grand
Theft
Theft Auto 5.
Okay. So
Okay.
you guys who watch the podcast may remember that there was a time before Grand Theft Auto 5 came out and Saints Row 4 came out.
No, there was no time before Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. Time started then.
And I was like, okay, I'm getting Saints Row 4. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. And I don't spend a lot of money on games, so I wasn't going to get Grand Theft Auto. And then I got Saints Row, and I'm like, this is pretty fun. And then I was like, well, I should spend my last little bit of money on Grand Theft Auto 5. And I did. And it may be the best decision I ever made. Well, the worst and best. It may be the worst for my career in the future because it may be the most detrimental thing to my grades. It also may be the most fun thing that has ever been in gaming because it's
Well, no. You can't say because and then say one thing. You say because and
all.
yes,
Because
everything. Because everything. So let's be methodological about this, right? Let's not explode. Let's take this one step at a time. So first off, let's
know if
just
it's possible not to
let's
explode.
be very basic, all right? First off, this is straight up, all right? This is a very, very, very mature game. So this is not for like I know that we're our place games, but our place, for the most part, stay away. So let's just get out of the way.
if you're in the high school hang or the college clutch,
That's probably
play
okay.
this game.
That's probably
if you're
okay.
not.
Exactly.
away.
Exactly. So, yeah, lots of pretty crazy things going on. Grand Theft Auto 5 is actually two games. So let's say that first off. Grand Theft Auto 5 is Grand Theft Auto 5, of course, but it's also Grand Theft Auto Online. We're going to talk about that later on. First, Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's just talk about that. This is
Ooh, but what's
we're going to get to Grand Theft Auto Online later. All right. So Grand Theft Auto 5, first of all, it's a full narrative. Like it's a huge story that lasts probably more than 60 hours. I mean, there's a lot of side missions and all that stuff. I mean,
if you wanted to get 100% completion, it'd take you.
probably
a
more
long
than
time.
100 hours,
Yeah.
much more than 100 hours.
And a great feature of Grand Theft Auto 5, which has not only been one of the selling points, but I think they really did get down, is first off, there's no one repeatedly asking you to go bowling like there was in GTA 4. No, but it's Nico, cousin, it's me, Roman. Do you want to go bowling?
Oh,
no,
God.
But, so that wasn't what I was going to say. Actually, there's you have three characters. There's three main characters, and you get to be the main character you want to be. So, like, Jake's favorite character is the redneck Trevor. My favorite character.
so great. I love him so much.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like just your stereotypical redneck. And my favorite character is like the hood rat black dude, who's your stereotypical hood rat black dude. And then there's Michael, who's like your stereotypical rich white dude, who has like a wife that he hates and is just like good looking. And that's the only reason they're married, because he's rich, and a daughter who's like a total B, and a son who's just like only interested in his video games. And
Yep.
it's just great. And so you get to select and switch between these characters nearly whenever you want. There are a couple of restrictions if you're in certain missions, but for the most part, you can just switch between character and character whenever you want and jump back in with what they're doing and enjoy the life of whoever you. It's beautiful.
Okay, so this is an open world environment. Grand Theft Auto 5 takes place in a fake version of Los Angeles, and
Los Santos.
yes, called Los Santos, and the surrounding counties, spreading out all the way to the desert and the ocean. Basically, like you said, three main characters, which you have access to progressively throughout the game, and eventually you have access to all of them, and you can just swap between them. They have their own stats. They have this is a glitch.
Is that
Okay,
is
okay. Right now, this is from when Austin and I played the game. This guy,
this is online?
no, this is not online. Yeah. Okay. So first off, let me just say it's a huge game. I've never seen a game as big as this ever in my life. I don't think
In
there's
terms of the map, you mean?
in terms of not just the map, but
The
everything.
things there are to do.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. There are a couple glitches here and there, like what you're seeing now.
And a lot of these have been patched at this point. There's been a lot of updates released.
Right, exactly. Like I couldn't probably do this today, but we were running around, and oh my gosh, what's his name? I totally forgot. Franklin. This is Franklin, and he's one of the characters. I think he's my favorite character, and
He's my favorite.
we were just running around having fun. This wasn't part of a mission, and we were in the sewers because we had driven a car into the sewers and crashed it, and so we were just running around.
Being like the LA River.
Yeah,
Okay. And if you don't live in LA, it's literally just a big sewer that we call the river because we're that polluted.
yeah, exactly. That's not an exaggeration.
LA,
Um, Yeah, woo. So Yeah, what was happening there was we were in the sewers and we were jumping around. We'd activated some cheats because when the game's over, you can activate cheats. And
You can activate them before it's over.
oh, but we chose not to. Yeah, and so we were doing some super jumping and we were doing some super speed, and we managed to jump through the wall. And as you can see, that caused some problems. He ran into invisible objects. There was like floating health packs. You could see like underneath the entire city. And yeah, he's kind of flipping around. Yeah, there are like places that you thought you could walk that you can actually walk. And by the way, this isn't a great representation of the game because normally the game looks absolutely
Stunning.
gorgeous. I've never seen a game like I've never seen a game this big. I've never seen a game that looks this good, right? Etc. I'm saying all these I've never seen, and that's because like
Grand Theft Auto 5 brought the next generation of gaming to this generation.
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
like
the best way to put it.
right, like people say, well, the Wii U's out. That's next generation. No, it's not. The Xbox One, PS4. Yeah, that's not what the next
There's the next
generation
gen
started.
graphics. This is the next generation of games in this generation, and it's going to be a while before we see any games that are going to be able to compete with this.
Oh yeah, I mean like this pulled off stuff that like we shouldn't be able to do. like it shouldn't be physically possible for us to do this without having moved on to the next physical console generation. And this is only, by the way, for PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, and I know Austin has something to say, but we are a little short on time, and I do think the most important aspect is online. I know Grand Theft Auto 5 single player is great, but online incorporates a lot of that multiplayer, the single player aspect along with multiplayer, so we should probably segue into that.
Okay,
soon.
that's true. All right, so you
But
have the
Austin, I know he wanted to say
All right.
something. Yeah.
so Austin first.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that the level of detail in the world is beyond comprehension. Like you could find all kinds of lists and videos online of like little things that you probably or you might not have found in the game, just like one after the other, and it just blows my mind that this much is able to be programmed into one game. So I really like how Rockstar's philosophy is. I mispronounced the word that my major is. I'm a philosophy major. I like how Rockstar's philosophy is that why make a bunch of little games when we could put everything into one game, and that's what they did, and that really shows.
Map density. It's not just large, it's just full of stuff. Like each square mile is just full of more stuff than an average game.
But it is large too. There's a lot of square miles.
yeah, exactly.
Don't pull Skyrim and make it big as an ocean and deep as a puddle. Make it like this, where you can do a bunch of different things at any point when you're driving around.
And not,
Like-
not just the missions that are on the map, but as you drive around, the world around you is active, and things will just happen.
Like, there was this one time. Now, I'm going to talk about the single player a bit before
Yeah.
we go into multiplayer.
Because there's
I'm
so
just-
much to say.
I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
gush
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah.
with that. But for single player, I went through this one thing where I was just driving around with Michael. I was going to my next mission. This guy's getting his stuff thrown at him by his wife on the roof. And I drive him over to the golf course because he's like, oh, God, I need to start golfing. And I start playing golf with him. And golf is actually kind of fun, by the way. The funnest part is when you realize how boring it is, and then you go on a killing spree.
With the golf club, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Or when arm wrestling crashes online for you.
But yeah, okay.
Baton
yeah.
OP.
Sorry, we'll get into that later.
That'll happen.
But this has to be my biggest gripe with the game, and this kind of brings me down to, like, okay, this is still a game. This isn't Jesus. It's pretty close, but
Yeah.
the stories, they felt like they had a lot, but at the same time, not enough. Like, first off, Franklin's felt really the weakest for me. It's like, oh God, I need to get out of the hood with my friends. It's like, oh, I got out of the hood, but now my friends don't like me. It's like I'm still hanging out with my friends, but Lamar is still calling me mean names.
Yeah, Lamar.
Yeah, the story is really, when it comes down to it, between Michael and Trevor. I mean, a lot of it's about like the relationship between Michael and Franklin. Like, you know, as we said, Michael's own son isn't like that great a guy, and Franklin sort of becomes like sort of takes Michael up as his father figure.
Yeah,
but
the son he never had.
The
but a lot of it's
Franklin really becomes a self-insert. It's really shown by the endings. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about the story too much. But basically, like, the story is one story. That's something you have to remember, is that there are three main characters. You don't pick a character and finish their story. That's not how it works. You pick a character because you feel like being that character, but the story goes on no matter
Everything
who you
is
are.
all happening within the same story.
Exactly. Like, you can't only just be one
If
character.
me and Austin are having a conversation right now, we're in the game, and you're me, if you switch to Austin, you're still having the same conversation with me, just from his perspective.
And if you switch to the other guy, then that conversation still happens, and you're just the
somewhere
other
else.
guy.
You're
Exactly.
somewhere else, but
That's
it's
some of the
still going
best parts. Like, I'm just playing as Michael. I'm like, oh, I wonder what Trevor's doing. And then I wake up on an island naked.
Right. That's the thing, is that you swap between your characters, and when you do, the camera zooms up from the character that you were, like a satellite image.
like
Pan-
Google Earth.
Right, exactly, like Google Earth, and pans over to the character you want to be and zooms in. And whatever they were doing is now what you are doing. So it's entirely possible to be Michael and switch over to Trevor and
Be in a high-speed chase.
right, like suddenly you're in a high-speed chase, like you're trying to shoot down a plane with a pistol while like 100 cops are after you in the desert. Like, and it's like, I didn't sign up for this. And then you gotta take him out. Now, there's this whole other segment of the game called Grand Theft Auto Online, and if for no other reason you're going to get this game, this is it. This is why you will never stop playing this game.
We are going to need to talk about this on the next show. There's no way we can get
All of it in.
not even a portion of it in 3 minutes, or it's going to be 2 minutes in a second now. But it is. Let me tell you, it's my favorite game of all time. It's the best $53.99 I ever spent in my life. Got it for $6 off. eBay. And it you have clans. I guess like we could give some background now and less
Right.
more about our personal experiences. But you have clans online that you don't have to join. It's an opportunity to join them.
Yeah,
those
you-
clans are basically gangs. You work together with those people. Eventually, they're going to release heists, and that's more the reason you're going to want to be in a clan. So you can do heists and make money with your clan leader in their house. You start planning in their house, and that's why you need to have a clan leader. But for now, it's a lot of just open world messing with people. Last night, I put a sticky bomb on some dude's car who was trying to kill me. He got in, started driving. I detonated it. I mean, it was great. Jake and I tried to load up an ATV in the back of my cargo plane. It blew up. It's great stuff. And you do what you want, but you get to do it with people. You set bounties. You go after crates that drop goods, and you collect them. And there's not much more I can say than it's my favorite game of all time, and I have a feeling that it's going to be that for quite some time to come.
All right. So let's just really quick. Like, I think I agree with you. I think that regardless of whether or not it's my favorite game of all time, I think objectively it is the best game ever made. Like, even if I don't think it's my favorite game, it is the best game ever made, and I can say that with like impunity.
And that's not to insult Shaq Fu or any other game like
no,
that.
no, no.
but
Like,
that's-
I'm not saying that other games are bad. I'm saying that this game is just objectively the best, and it's
Right.
not even necessarily my favorite,
Right.
but it is the best game ever made. Now, Jake, what do you think? Real quick.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's not it's the greatest game ever made. I mean, there's not much to say, but it's not going to be might not be everyone's favorite, but it's the craziest thing that's ever been done with gaming ever. Austin?
I find it really hard to objectively say whether or not it's the best game ever made, but certainly within its genre or within the type of thing it's trying to do, yeah, it's the best game ever made. So keep that in mind. It's wonderful.
just watch out. Your car might turn into a tree.
It's definitely not the best game ever made. I gotta say, there's a lot of issues I've had with it, and it had the rockiest start GTA Online I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but they patched a lot of it.
Like that mission where you're biking down the mountain, that wasn't rockier than its start online. It's just ridiculous, but still, it's a really good game, and Rockstar's got their seal approval on it. I've always been one of their fans, so yeah, I like it.
All right, we'll have to discuss this more next week or next time though. But
Baldur's Gate.
All right. So yeah, that's actually a good point. Just so that we're all clear, next show we are reviewing Baldur's Gate, and we've not all of us have played it, but you have.
And I am just it's so good. Oh
All
my
right.
god.
I think that noise says it all. But one more thing about next show. I know Jake and I said this last show. We have a GameCube portable we've been working on. We did finish it for the last show, and it was ugly. So we are going to rebuild. We've been working
So
on,
very, very ugly.
but it worked. And so we're rebuilding the casing. If it's finished by then, it'll be on the next show. At some point, it will be on this show, and you'll get to see a handheld GameCube. Yes, Kirby Air Raid, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Mario Strikers, Zelda Wind Waker. All those games are going to be in your hand, not in your pocket. It's bigger than
It's
your pocket,
big.
but it's going to be in your hand. You can lift up a table. It doesn't mean you can fit in your pocket. So
It's not the size of a table.
it's
misleading.
if you got a ruler, which I don't know why you have a ruler with you right now. It's about 9 inches tall, 5 inches wide, and 1.5 inches deep.